This video will show you all about the reference library in SHS 1.3. When you first open SHS, you see the repertory module, but you can easily shift to the reference library by coming over here on the left side to the icons palette and clicking on the open book icon. Now you're in reference library. Inside reference library, you'll see you've got a left panel and a right panel. And you can change the size on these by clicking on that line that separates them. Click, hold, and drag. So you can make the sections bigger or smaller, however you prefer. Everything on the left side is the lists of what's in your program. So for instance, when you first come into reference library, you'll see that remedies is ticked at the top of the left pane. And below are all the remedies that are in the books in your library listed in alphabetical order. And to find a remedy, you will use this type to search window. When remedies is ticked here, you can type to search remedies. And so we'll type to search one. All you have to do is type the abbreviation of a remedy and all the possibilities come up. And then you can select from there. So I'm going to select pulsatilla, and you see what happened. Once you select something on the left side, the details of it appear on the right side. So I clicked on pulsatilla. It opened up so that you see all the books below the remedy that have information about that remedy. And in the right side, you see pulsatilla information here in Alan's keynotes. The reason that Alan's keynotes came up here in the tab first is because it's the first book in my list under pulsatilla. Now, you can certainly look at any book that is listed under the pulsatilla remedy for information. You can navigate to it by using your arrows on your keyboard. Use your down arrow. And now you can see that my highlight isn't on the remedy anymore, but it's down in the books. And you can type any of the books. I'll just type on my keyboard, not in the type to search window. This type to search window up here is only for remedy abbreviations when remedies is ticked. All right, so I'm under the pulsatilla remedy. I'm looking at the books that have information about pulsatilla, and I'm going to type on my keyboard FARR to find Farrington's. There it is. Now, if I click on this book, then Farrington's information about pulsatilla will replace the Alan's Keynote tab. But if I right-click on this book name, I get this option to open the Farrington book in a new window. A right-click on a Mac is hold down the Control key as you click. Okay, so I'm going to select open in a new window with a regular click, and now you see that Farrington's came up into a second tab. And I've got information about pulsatilla under Farrington's book here and under Alan's here. And you can continue to add tabs simply with a right click, opening that book in a new window. You can open as many tabs as you wish on pulsatilla, as long as they'll fit up here in the right pane. Now, what if you want to approach pulsatilla from a different way? You can also, let's X out of the type to search window, we've cleared it. Now let's come over to books here. And now you're looking at the list of your books, and they're alphabetized. If I want to pop to Alan's, I will type ALL up here. And there you go, Alan's Keynotes. Now look what happens when I click Alan's Keynotes from the book side of things. See, before I was on pulsatilla, and so Alan's Keynotes with pulsatilla came up. But now I'm just going to click on Alan's Keynotes, and you see it pop to the very beginning of the book. So it didn't go to pulsatilla. Because I'm in books now, when I click on that book name, it opens up the book at the beginning, and you can see we're at the introduction. But if you wanted to find pulsatilla and come at it this way, you use the down arrow again to get the highlight down into the book. And then you type on your keyboard PULS, and there you go. You can pull up pulsatilla coming at it from the book standpoint as well, in just that way. And you'll notice that these plus signs next to the remedy names, they can change to a minus sign, as you see how that happened here. And I just hit the left directional arrow on my keyboard. You can navigate that way using these directional arrows. Up takes you to the next remedy. Right directional arrow takes you into the remedy to show you what kind of information. Maybe it's a chapter other than general. I think Alan's keynote, though, actually pretty much sticks to general, is how they named everything. So I'll show you another thing here. I'm going to go look for a reversed repertory. Reliable reversed is right here. And if I go down into a remedy here and hit the right directional arrow, now you see that it opens up into those typical chapters under a remedy. And hit the left directional arrow to close it, and close it again. X out of the type to search window to get to your entire list. And again, we're on books. Let's get to the top of the list. I want to show you how in the remedies, as I mentioned, they're alphabetical. Let's pop over there again. All of the remedies are alphabetical, starting with A on down. When you come to books, the books are also alphabetical, except you'll see here at the top, I've got 5, and they aren't completely alphabetical. So what I did was I selected some default reference materials, and you can do that here in User Preferences, come down here to Reference Library Settings, and here are those 5 books that I have set as my 5 favorites that I want them to be at the top of the list. I'll show you how that works. You can X out, you can change this list around anytime you want. I'm going to X out of a couple of these, and then I'm going to go find Farrington's and Bunninghausen's reversed repertory. All right, so you can see I've changed it up a little bit. Whenever you make changes to this list, you hit save. It's reloading. Great, comes back in on the repertory module, but we know how to get to Reference Library simply by clicking on that open book icon. Comes in on remedies, but let's go look at the books. So I changed that up here. And now you can see those changes are reflected here. All right, let's look at this icon here in the left pane. It's what we call the 3-book icon. If you want to look at just a small grouping of books, maybe a particular kind of books, let's say you want to see clinical information on on all the remedies that you're going to be looking at, I'm going to hit OK. And now you can see the types of books that we have here. Clinical Materia Medica. These books are all related to more clinical things. I'll show you how it changes. To remove this filter, you click on the purple circle. Let's choose another grouping. Let's choose Provings and hit OK. And now you can see you're looking at only the proving books in your list because you set that filter. Now you can also create your own grouping. Let's turn that off. We'll come in here, go down to the bottom, see where it says I've created one here with the herring books. I'm going to say custom, create, hit create, name it Burnett, Burnett. I want all the Burnett books together. And so I will find them. I come up here to the type to search and I put his name in, and then I can select all his books. He has quite a few. Okay, got them all. Hit save. All right, now I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. There is my list. I'm going to hit OK. Now you can see these are the only books that I have up. And the filter holds for the remedies as well. So if I go over to remedies and I go look for that pulsatilla again, you can see that only the Burnett books are showing because we do have the filter placed. And to turn it off again, you click on the purple circle. All right, this other icon here is the filter icon. Whenever you see an icon like this in SHS, it's a filtering icon. Within the reference library, you can filter for remedies, kingdoms, or sections. So for instance, with a remedy, let's say that we want to look for pulsatilla again, and I'm going to select that. Let's look for one more. We'll look for semicifuga. There it is. I'm going to verify that I do have both of the remedies I wanted by emptying the type to search window and clicking on this I. There they are. Now I'm going to hit apply. And so now you'll see that I'm going to X out of this type to search window because it's limiting my list. And now you can see the filtered items that we filtered for here. And it holds in the books as well. I'm going to come over to books. And now under each of these books, if you click on the plus sign to open the book, remember clicking on the plus or minus sign next to the book only affects the book in the left pane. It opens things up. It doesn't cause things to go into the right pane. So if you click on the plus sign, it changes to a minus, and you're seeing that under this book, it's pulsatilla only. One of these books is sure to have semicifuga. Let me get to a more common one. Clark's ABC Manual will certainly have them both. Yes, it will. There we go. And again, to turn off a filter so that you see all the remedies under Clark's, I would simply come up here, click on the purple circle, and now you can see that Clark's is fully populated again with all the remedies that it has. So in the right pane, you have the details of what you've clicked and chosen in the left pane. Let's go back to Alan's keynotes. And let's go in, let's move that cursor down into the book, and we'll go find Veratrum, V-E-R. I typed on my keyboard, and I've got a couple of choices here. I'm going to choose Veratrum Album. All right, so you see that it showed up in the right pane. And what if I wanted to compare Veratrum in Alan's with Athuja? I'm going to go find that remedy. Here it is. I'm going to hold down the Control key as I click on my Mac computer so that I get this option to open this remedy in a new window in that same book. So we have this tab with this remedy that we chose, and we have this tab with the first remedy that we chose. What if we wanted to look at these two remedies side by side? Now I'm going to explain the icons on this side over here. To look at two books side by side, they can be the same book, two different remedies. They can be two different books with the same remedy, or any combination. Two books side by side. I'm going to click this icon here. And Veratrum Album is the one that's front and center. It's the one that you see. So you have to choose the one that isn't seen. Hit OK. And now you can see them side by side and read about them together. comparing them more easily. To undo that, you simply come over back to this icon and you untick and you hit OK. And you're back to the single remedy view. You still have your two tabs though. You can still go back to the other remedy very easily. You can also change the view in the right pane. As you can see, I have the remedies a kind of a green color. I could change that. I can just come over here and click on the purple. You can change the section colors and change the body. You can change your background color. Right now I've got the purple selected, but I could change it to this slightly green color, I think it is. And you can also change the fonts. I've got it on 5. You can make it a little bit bigger if you prefer. Once you have everything selected that you want, you hit apply. And you can see that it changed my background to that green color. The remedy names are now that purple color, and that black color is the section name, and the lighter gray is in the body. So you can play around with these colors, whatever makes your eyes feel the best. There's also the option to bookmark. You can click on this icon that looks like a little bookmark, make sure add is ticked, choose your color, and hit OK. Now this particular tab will easily come back. You can close it and then come over here and hit view. And this is the one, Allen's OK, and it comes right back. The other icon over here is the question mark, and that will lead you to the manual for this particular section. The other thing you see here in the right pane is this type to search window. Type a word in there, and the program will find every instance of that word in the right pane where you are. So let's put the word vomit in and hit return. And you see what happened. That word highlighted, and up here you can see that there are 5 instances of the word, and it's showing you all 5 very easily. Sometimes you'll need to hit the arrow. This is a short page. Sometimes the pages are longer. In fact, let's clear this, and I'm going to go over to the Veratrum page, and I'm going to put vomit in here. And there are 6 instances of it, and you're going to have to scroll to see the bottom one. So, you know, it just depends on how much information is on your page as to how much you'll have to scroll to see the highlighted parts. So this has been a quick overview of the reference library. We will be having more trainings, and I'm sure some of them will go further in depth, where we'll explore reference library with you more and answer all your questions. So be on the lookout for those. Thanks so much.